Hello, I'm Alexis. Welcome to my weekly brain dump, where random thoughts become life lessons. This week was a roller coaster of emotions for me, from sadness to happiness to anger to living in agony and having tormenting thoughts. It's just really volatile, and I want to share it with you guys. And this is The Mind of a Dummy, part 15. And today we're thinking out loud. So, now we'll go through 5 thoughts from this week that I wrote down and chose. And yeah, so the first thought is what you listen, talk, and think about is what you will become. So, first, why did this thought came up? It came up because I wondered why I often feel so bad. And then my girlfriend told me to listen to more positive music, and suddenly I felt better. And then I wondered, why is that? Why do I feel better? And then this was kind of an epiphany that popped up in my head because it revealed that my feelings are really fragile and can get influenced very quickly by extrinsic reasons. And that's what I've been trying to change in the since then. Like I don't want to force myself to be happy, but I also don't want to force myself to be sad. And yeah, I just think feelings are really complex, and sometimes we try to feel more than we actually are capable of feeling right now, and that isn't the right way because actually I don't know. But yeah, let's hop to like possible solutions. So possible solutions is like find an anchor that you can hold yourself onto. Um, get to know people who support you and love you, and also start learning about yourself. Start reflecting. Start creating instead of consuming, and just find reasons or build yourself reasons of who you are. As an example, I write journal and it just helps me sort my thoughts. And yeah, that's an example of self reflection. Then yeah, then what bad behaviors does it induce in your life? And yeah, just so you know, I'm trying to improve the podcast, but it's hard to like I created a kind of a script, not to read off to, but to look at and remember what I thought, because I can't always recall or gain access to my thoughts every second. So I need to write them down, and that's what I'm doing. But it's weird. So we'll go over the second thought a little more structured, like with questions, and yeah. So then the second thought of this week was don't let things you can't control you. And why it came up. So I have a girlfriend now since I think 5 or 6 weeks approximately, and I really start to feel the fear of loss again. And sometimes it's really tormenting, or yeah, it is. It's not just the fear of loss that I'm feeling. It's also I can't really describe it. Like the fear of I don't know if it's a fear. I don't even know what it It's just a feeling that wants me to protect from something that hasn't happened yet. And it's just everything's in my mind. And I know it's not good that I have it, but I still have it and I still feel it and I want to change it. So that's the reason why it came up. Then what did it reveal? Um, what did it reveal about myself that I now know? So it revealed how unstable my emotions are, or how unanchored I am yet. Um, I'm just like I'm a normal teen that just has big goals, but underneath those goals and those values I hold isn't a very stable base. I still don't really know what I want to do. I mean, I have some ideas, but yeah, it's it's not stable, and I want to improve that because I know for a stable relationship, not just romantic ones, also with your family and friends, you need to be complete with yourself, and that's what I'm trying to improve lately. Then, what are possible solutions for it? Like to stop letting things control you that you can't even control. And the thing I can think. I think possible solutions are, instead of living in fear and don't wanting to accept what you can't change, you should start accepting what you can change um, and change what you can change. So you should never focus on things that aren't in your hand or are out of your control. You should only focus on what you can control. Oh, excuse me. And that's something really hard. I think that's also why a lot of people go into religion, because they can't deal with that uncertainty. And me myself, I wouldn't call myself religious, but I wouldn't call myself, how is it in English? Atheist. Like the people who don't believe in anything. I wouldn't call myself that either. I'm like in the middle. I think there is something bigger that created us, but I also think that it's kind of weird to admire that thing, because in the end, I'm kind of building like a relationship with something or someone I will never get to know. I only get to feel, and not even like feel. I don't know, for me, those stories people tell about how they got closer to God are just like things happening, and then they they say it was God. And don't get me wrong, it's a good thing. I really like religion and I really like the values they share, especially in Christianity. But I'm just not quite there yet to be a believer. I like full believer, or maybe I'll never be. I'll never be one. But that's something for the future. And now I wanna I want you to question yourself. Are there things in your life that you know you can't control, but despite the fact that you can't control them, you still let them control you? And if the answer is yes, why do you let it control yourself? And what what is it that you fear to let go of? Yeah, I wanna think of a fear I have and can't live. Yeah, it's like mm, I don't really have an example. Or as I had an example, I have an example from the test. I often worried about being sick and getting cancer, and it really fucked my mind. oh wait, I shouldn't use those words. It really messed with my mind, and I was exhausted from those thoughts. And eventually, I don't know how I did it, but eventually I just switched from the thought of fearing it to just accepting it, that it's possible, but it's not reality yet. And why should I worry about a reality that's possible but hasn't come into my life yet? And even if it comes into my life, I can't change it if it's meant to be. You know what I mean? I can only change what I change, like move my body, keep social contacts, um, eat healthy. All those things are attributing. I don't know. I don't even know if you can use that word for uh, in that context, but all those behaviors I'm living out are for a better life, healthier life, and yeah, I just control what I can and let go of what I can't control. Okay, then the next thought. Most of the wait, how much? Okay, 11 minutes. Sorry. So most of the times there's not a real reason to be sad. So first again. Excuse me. Oh. So first again, why did this thought came up? So I felt a lot of sadness and confusion the last couple days, or I want to say weeks, months. And I thought to myself, why am I sad? Because I am actually doing so good. Um, I'm moving my body. I'm showing up disciplined and motivated. Um, I have two eyes so I can see. I have water. I have a lung so that I can breathe air. I can laugh. I have friends. And it's just so many things that I take for granted. Yeah, and that's probably what it revealed. I'm too negative and ungrateful. Um, where the fuck do I look? Why do I look into my monitor when there's a camera I should look into? So I'm just very ungrateful and very negative in my mind, and that's not good, because ungratefulness or being ungrateful just leads to the feeling of never having enough, I think, because you always, I think of it like a threshold, and the more you have, the higher your threshold is, and you don't see below below the threshold. As an example, um, you have a healthy body, and that your threshold is here, and up here is everything else that you want to achieve. I don't know, status, money, freedom, love, I don't know, all those things. And down here are those things that you can't even see anymore, but you still have them. Like you have legs, you have a working body, you have eyes, you have water to drink, you have food to eat, you probably have friends, and so on and so on. And that's the most detrimental thing I probably am living by right now. And what are possible solutions to it for me? Possible solutions are just try to switch to a more positive mindset. And one thing I don't want to lose with switching to this positive mindset is my critical thinking. Mm, I think a lot of people nowadays are bitches. They live life too comfortable, and they sacrifice growth. No, yeah, they sacrifice growth, purpose, and fulfillment with convenient stuff, or just with the comfortable. They rather suffer later than now. And I'm kind of the opposite because I know that the more I enjoy now, the more I will suffer later. And things that people enjoy my age, or a lot of them, I don't even know if they enjoy them. I think most of them just want to fit in, but yeah, I just don't enjoy them, or I enjoy them differently. And yeah, I lost my string. I don't know if you can say that in English. In German, it's like a how is it called? Idiom that you say like I lost my string. Yeah. Um, now I wanna ask you. Um, why are you sad? Do you actually have a reason to be sad? Or the better question is, why can't you just be happy or just a little bit happier? At least try. Because probably it won't do any damage trying to be a little happier. Okay, then the next thought. Why do things don't feel rewarding anymore sometimes? Okay, and why it came up? Why don't? Yeah, it came. um, Logic reason. I did a lot of stuff this week, and everything I did just didn't felt rewarding. Imagine yourself doing chores and just doing everything that you need to do, and before you do it, you feel like the pain from not doing it, and after you've done it, you just feel the same, but you've done it. And that's how I felt. And what um, it revealed to me that I am a human, and I shouldn't build my identity on what I achieve, but more on who I am. And by saying I'm human, I mean like I need human connection. I need friends. I need to laugh with them. It sounds like it's a demand, but I want to do it. And I think the biggest epiphany I had this week was on this thought, because I just really need to be more human sometimes and be more present. Because if you're always in your mind and never enjoying something, you'll eventually burn out, even if you do what you love. Yeah. And question for you again. Did you ever feel this way? Like that you did something or did actually a lot and still felt empty on the inside? And if yes, did you ever try to do less then to eventually do more? Like just rest and take a day off, or take some hours off, go for a walk, play some sports, even if it's alone. Just refresh your mind. Because I know that my mind can't be thinking 24 hours a day, because it's a human mind, not a robot mind. Yeah. Oh my god, I feel it. My English got worse from talking less. I really need to talk more English. Ah, yeah. Okay, and now the last thought from this week. Okay. The last thought is everyone grieves differently. And why it came up. Okay. So, many people, or let's start this way. Everybody in this earth is human, and everybody grieves. Everybody grieves in their own way. Some go to the gym, some smoke, some work endlessly to try to forget their pain, Others drink. Um, what more examples are there? Are there? Are there? What the fuck is my? What's wrong with my pronunciation? Yeah, my point is just everybody grieves differently, and you shouldn't judge someone on how they grieve, especially if they grieved. Nah, it's bad if they grieved bad in their past, because it's their past. And yeah, yes, that's it. Then what did it reveal? Um, Mistakes are only mistakes if you don't learn from them. Because let's say you grieve wrong, it's only a mistake if you grieve like this again with knowing that it's bad for you or detrimental to your health or mental health, or if you just know it's bad and you do it anyways just to feel a relief, because the way to heaven feels like hell and the way to hell feels like heaven, and that's just a hard fact. Yeah. And another thing it revealed is I often look at people not for who they are now, out of I look at them in like a I just see their past and don't see their present now. And that's a big mistake because it pushes me away from so many amazing people that just came to the state that I am differently, or they are in the state I am, but just I have things that I do wrong, they have their things that they do wrong, and I judge them based on their things that they do wrong just because I don't really see what I am doing wrong, but I am doing stuff wrong for sure. And what are possible solutions for this? So, first, I want to look at people for who they are now and not for who they were, because I believe that people can change into the good and bad. And yeah, and another thing is also acceptance, like accept what happened. It's like the thing that we already talked about today. Why let things bother you that you can't control? And also another thing is the mistakes they did are not your mistakes. Like they're their mistakes. You don't need to carry the weight of those mistakes. That's their job. You can be there for them to help them cope with the weight of those mistakes, but you shouldn't also carry the weight of the mistakes because it will just steal your energy. And that's not good. And again, I want to ask you a question. How do you guys grieve? Like think about it. What do you do if you feel bad? Do you think your grieving is causing more harm and trouble, or more, or is helping you to escape out of this devil circle that we're all trapped in somehow? Yeah, and that was it with my thoughts. Um, it's weird. First time I did it this way. Um, I tried to read as little from the notes as possible. I think I did all right, but it wasn't that fluent. Um, I will probably start writing down less sentences, or actually no sentences at all, and more like bullet points. But that's something I have to improve. It's not it's not your problem. I hope you still enjoyed the lessons. If you have any critics or feedbacks, why am I talking plural? If you have any points you wanna that you found bad, or just feedback for me so that I can continue to improve my podcast, please reach out. And with that, we'll wrap it up here. Those were the thoughts that stayed with me this week, and maybe one of them stayed with you too. I hope one of them at least did, and I could we could resonate together. I don't know if that makes sense. Just forget the last sentence. So, see you next week, and remember, let your actions speak louder than your words.